Hey guys, my name is Jesper Nissen, and in this video I'm going to share with you a secret website that exposes Google's secret ranking factors. So if you're struggling with ranking your blog post or your products on Amazon and so on and so forth, what you really like is you like a kind of a view into Google's secret engines. What is it that they base their rankings on? What is it that they weigh right now? And there is actually a website that actually knows this, and it shows you this, and that website is called topseofactors.com. So if you visit topseofactors.com, you can actually scroll down here and start to see top SEO factors for 2024 and October being this month. And what makes this website so special is that it's not based on guessing. It's not based on some random guy reading Google's patterns. It's actually based on reverse engineering of search engines, of search results in Google search engine. So the guy that made this website is a super nice guy called Ted Kubitis. And Ted Kubitis, he made a software called Cora. Cora stands for correlation. And what Cora does is that you put in a search term, a keyword, kind of like schema writer that I made. So you put in a search term, a keyword, and then it searches the top 100 search results. And then it finds out what factor correlates with rankings. So what that means is, does it actually matter for ranking if you put your keyword in the title tag? Does it actually matter for ranking if you put entities in your content? And is there a correlation? Meaning, can you prove mathematically that it actually is so that if you put more entities in your content, you also get a higher chance, a higher probability of ranking? That's what it means with correlation. And so this website and these top SEO factors, it's actually based on a combination of all the users that use this software Cora, all of the users that send in their reports. So what Ted does is that he combines all of this user data and then makes kind of like an average. How he does it, I don't know, but he makes kind of like a mathematical average. And then he presents his findings, or the findings from the Cora users, into this table, and for us to explore and for us to enjoy, because we can now actually see from day to day, from week to week, from month to month, how it changes and what Google actually weights now. So today is the 1st of October, and so I'm looking at the table now, so I can see the top SEO factors for October 2024. So what's surprising to me today and this week is that search result domain is .com. So what that means is that the highest correlation factor right now, I'm guessing that must be for English-speaking websites. So the highest correlation factor right now seems to be that if you have a domain name and it ends on .com, you stand a higher chance of ranking if you're all else being equal, if your website is called .org or .net or whatever. And in number 2, so we actually have search result domain is .com, .net or .org. So .com being the strongest, and .com, .net, .org seems to be the next strongest domain names. And that's, for me, that's super surprising. I can't come up with a plausible theory to explain why .com domains would be correlated with ranking, other than that's how it is, because these correlation data is based on user searches inside of the Cora internet, so or the Cora universe. So that's how it is apparently. Why it is so, why Google seems to think that they place more trust in .com domains, no idea. Perhaps it is just this, that if you have a .com domain and you're able to purchase a .com domain and publish a website on a .com domain, for some reason you seem to be more trustworthy than if it's not a .com domain. And I can see that .com, .net, .org are similar. So let's say that you have a website schema writer. I have a website schema writer. It's called .ai. So apparently, if I had published my schema writer domain on either .com, .net, .org, I would have stand a higher correlation chance of rankings for whatever reason. So that put aside, so this result, the domain ending here, that's a little bit special. I haven't seen that before, but putting that aside, when I'm scrolling down here this list, I can see a number of interesting facts. So the top 3 ranking factor here that has the highest correlation is diversity, number of top 50 shared factors used. So what that means is basically that the more ranking factors that you can put into your website. So for example, use H1 to H6, H6, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. That would be 6 ranking factors. Use tables, use paragraphs with a lot of keywords, use and so on and so forth. Use images, use a keyword in image name, keywords in alt tag, keywords, and so on and so forth. So the more of the top 50 factors that you have, that in itself, the variation of all of these top 50 ranking factors in itself means that it correlates with higher ranking. So there is some sort of accumulation effect apparently in Google system currently. And not only currently, I've watched this, monitored this for years, and this diversity factor, again, I can't explain why. That's just it's just an observation of that's how the system works. And apparently it actually gives some sort of accumulative effect, that the more diverse your optimization is, the more factors that you actually exploit to rank. In itself, this will give an extra boost. So number 4 here, entities in title tag. That's not surprising. Entities is the hot thing, entity SEO. All us SEO experts are talking about entities and how important they are. So it's not that's surprising that it is in the top 10. And going down here, I can see that's actually surprising to me right now. Load time milliseconds, at least for the website users that use Cora. For their pool of websites, load time seems to correlate. And then we have, again, diversity and diversity. Same thing as this. Number of top 100 shared factors used, number of top 200 shared factors used. And we come down to schema, use JSON LD additional property, use schema additional property. Again, number of distinct entities used, number of referring domains, number of no-follow backlinks, JSON LD audience, schema audience, entities in S3 tag, and so on and so forth. So I encourage you to visit this website and go through this, because I think that it can give you some sort of idea of what you could focus on. So, I mean, obviously, if your website, like my website, Schema Writer, is published on .ai domain, of course, I cannot, and I will not change that to .com. But the other factors, kind of like the entities in title tag, number of distinct entities, and also what's interesting is number of referring domains and number of no-follow backlinks. So this is interesting, number 12. So that tells me that there seems to be a correlation factor, because this is number 12 on the list, so it's in the top 50, so to speak, and it's high in the top 50 because it's number 12. So there seems to be a correlation with a website having more no-follow backlinks than there is a correlation with ranking. And that's interesting because no-follow means that we're actually giving the search engines an instruction to not follow this link. So apparently that's not the same as that these no-follow links, they don't have an effect on rankings. Because that's actually what you're seeing here, that they do have an effect on rankings. So, and you can go up here and then you can click on schema. What happens if I click on schema? Okay, so if I click on schema, then I can actually see all of the ranking factors that the top SEO factors have discovered for schema. So offer catalog, service type, and so on and so forth. Let's go back. Let's check on keywords. Let's see here what it has. So these are the top 60 keywords factors. number of unique LSI words, unique variations, variations in nav tags, leading variations in title tags, and so on and so forth. So I think that this is an interesting website, and it's also interesting because it changes all of the time. But if you keep on going back to this website time after time, you will actually be able to see a pattern. And that pattern is that content seems to matter much more than links, and has done so for a long time. And that's actually encouraging, because if you have a small website and you don't have a lot of authority, you don't have a lot of backlinks, it's encouraging for you to know and to see, well, it actually matters that if I put entities, it matters if I use schema and entities and schema and schema and schema, because number of referring domains is down here at number 11, but I have 10 more factors for obvious reasons. The first two, kind of like, if you have .com, good luck, that's good. If you don't, you don't. But then the other 8 factors, that's something that you can actually work on. And all of the other factors here, schema and entities, you can see here, a number of backlinks is all the way down at number 26. So the 26th strongest ranking factor based on the input from all of the Cora users is number of backlinks. So I think that's interesting. So just want to share this with you guys. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Have a nice day.